The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on. If they get
He missed the complete. That is crazy stuff.
Side Freitas is on the grass on the infield before. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
mom, baseball, and apple pie, and you can add to the list Saturday short track racing, for it's hard to find anything more American than that. And that is just what we have on tap for you today, powered by the Bootleg Racing League from Martinsville Raceway. It is the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series, the opening round of this 2017 winter schedule. And all the action from Pace Lap to Victory Donuts can be seen live as it happens here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. A big Old Dominion hello and welcome from the mother of presidents, the Commonwealth of Virginia. Soup and crackers together again for another GSRC broadcast. I'm me, Bill Soup's on, he's him, Sean Crackers Ambrose. Turning the knobs and pushing the sliders is the hardest working man in sim racing broadcasting, Joe Peak. And at his disposal will be the camera locations provided by the Ansel Adams of iRacing, Dougie Beard. This quarter-hour streamy award-worthy pre-race show will count us down to when the green flag waves for our field of SK Modifieds, and they're turned loose into the first corner of this 50-mile contest. So bring cyberspace into your place, fix yourself a couple of kraut dogs in the fashion shown here. There you go. Stir up some true fruit-flavored Virginia tea, or maybe try something a little more adventurous as depicted in the overlay. And then sit back and enjoy the 100 laps of simulated short track excitement that will be streaming your way. Tonight, the 11th edition of the Outlaw Modified Series gets underway. Back again for a third season are the good folks at Lawrence Towing. One thing that isn't new is their traditional opening venue, that being Martinsville or the Virtual Grip 100. Sean, tell us a little bit about a place nicknamed after something you might find in your desk drawer.
I'm scrambling here. Oh, there it is, the paperclip. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. And you know what? It sits right at 340 Speedway Road here in Ridgeway, Virginia. Yeah, this half-mile classic, 0.526 miles to be exact, 12 degrees of banking. They opened it in 47. In 1948, NASCAR started racing here. A couple guys named Petty and some guy named Harry Gant won here. He's the oldest winner here, actually, Harry Gant. But, man, they've been running modifieds here for a long, long time. I had the privilege of seeing it here when I was a kid myself. And, well, tonight we're going to bring it here to you live. And we're going to take a quick trip around in the GSRC SK Modified. Old Brian Yazik going to wheel it around, give you an idea what it's like to get around here at Martinsville Speedway.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Global Sim Racing Channel. I'm Brian Yazik taking you for a spin around Martinsville Speedway in the GSRC SK Modified. Martinsville is a fun little track, better known as a paperclip. Gives these guys a lot of fun hoops to run and it always puts on a great show. But you're always going to be hunting for that yellow rumble strip down there on the bottom. Braking marker, probably about that Chevy sign on the wall. You can really dive this car in deep. Let it float to the bottom, back onto the gas, all the way out. Aim for that kind of restart zone. Marker on the wall, leave it be. Back down into turn one, float in just a little bit, cut it through the middle, and hard onto the gas right about halfway through the corner. Back out, and once again, aiming for that Chevy sign there. Back onto the brakes, taking a more direct route into turn three versus floating it in 1 and 2. That's just driver preference. Some guys might do the same on both ends. Back down here again into turn one. Float in the middle, kind of letting it rotate a little bit better as the run progresses. You don't want to get on the binders too hard or else the car will get real snappy just like that. All it has to do is step out just to unnerve you or ruin your day. Back out to the start-finish line straight, across the line, back down into turn one. Here we go, floating it through the middle, letting it rotate, bite, back onto the gas, back out of the corner, aiming for the wall, not to hit it. And then back down into turns 3 and 4 for the final time today. Floating through the middle, back onto the gas, out of the corner, across the line, and that is going to complete our track guide around the Martinsville Speedway in the GSRC SK Modified. I'm Brian Yazik. Enjoy the show.
And there is a recorded lap around the half-mile paperclip. Martinsville has been on the schedule for each of the previous 10 seasons. Matt Matthew LaVenture added his name to the list of drivers who are taking home another grandfather clock. And now to get an idea of what the track is like right now, let's talk to Jacob Williams. Jacob, welcome here to the starting race here this season, and excitement in the air tonight, Saturday night, January the 7th, 2017. We are here, and so are you. How do you feel tonight, Jacob?
Oh, I feel wonderful, man. I got to say, this car here, a lot better. It does get loose after about 10, 12 laps, digging in deep. But other than that, this car feels wonderful. We're going to see a lot of good side-by-side racing, hopefully, tonight.
Now, I know we had a couple races here earlier this evening. We got some new guys in the field, and the racing been a little dicey. You said side-by-side racing. SK modified a little bit different when you get side-by-side. You don't want to get those wheels locked up, do you?
No, not at all. But hopefully we can do that, entertain you guys tonight, and give you guys something to talk about.
What are your expectations here in this winter season?
Well, not Martinsville, of course, but I will do whatever I can to make sure that JR and Matt LaVenture do not win this championship.
I like this guy.
Yes, those are bold words. All right, well, Jacob, hey, listen, get that Mopar SK modified out there and take him down, man. Maybe we'll get a chance to talk to you again this evening, but we thank you for your time. Get back out there, cut a few more laps. All right, buddy?
Yes, sir. It's always been a good time. Thank you, guys. Take care.
All right, and we want to thank him for coming in with us there. Jacob Williams, the Mopar SK Modified. That interview was brought to you by Lawrence Towing. They service Indianapolis and the surrounding areas. Contact them at 317-972-9651. If you find yourself in need of a tow, Lawrence Towing is the way to go.
I like that attitude that Williams had there, kind of like a stalker attitude of, honey, if you can't love me, then nobody gets to love you. He doesn't care. If he can't win the championship, then nobody's going to win it. Hey, this is the place in the pre-race show where we usually talk about the point standings, but this being the opening race of the season when hope springs eternal and everybody is tied for the lead, let's take some time to go back and look at last season's final standings. Now, for Season 10, the new sheriff came into town, and his name was Matthew LaVenture, posting 5 wins and missing the podium. Get this, only once. Now, LaVenture outdistanced defending champion J.R. Richard by 7 points. I said J.R. Richard, sorry, that's an old Houston Astro pitcher. J.R. Shepard by 7 points. I dated myself there. Shepard matched LaVenture in wins with 5, but missed the top 3 4 times, and that was the difference there. The consistency that JR missed, and that's what kept him from defending the crown. 4-time champ Donnie Moore finished 3rd and did not see a checkered flag the entire season. Series veteran John Holcomb finished 4th. Holcomb's only podium was a 2nd place finish at Oxford. And then, with LaVenture and Shepard grabbing 5 wins each, there wasn't much room for anyone else on the podium. The only driver to park his race car in the checkered flag on the checkered floor was Matt Chinoski, whose only podium was that win at Stafford. Now, Crackers, we've talked about the track, we've talked about last season's results, and even made some suggestions on a pre-race meal to enjoy the broadcast by. But we're not done yet. Tell us a little bit about tonight's race details.
Well, let's talk about it here in the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series. The race details this evening, they do run the SK Modified, the Ground Pounder. It is the iRacing fixed setup. We are inverting the top 10 this season. We will take the top 10 from the season finale here just a few weeks ago. 100 laps tonight, 50 miles. 1 fast repair, 100% of fuel, you'll get no tires. If you do accidentally put tires on the car, they've asked that you just park it, don't come back on the track. Incident cap, there is none. Restarts, double file when we get them. The weather tonight, dynamic, well, what does that mean? Well, it means it's actually out there tonight on track, 83 degrees. Partly cloudy, 76 degrees. It's a beautiful day here at iRacing Live and the Global Sim Racing Channel, Sue.
Hey, Sean, let's go ahead. We'll bring up the next graphic. Let's go ahead and talk about the top 10 from the last race last season at New Smyrna there. And we can see who we expect on the pole today, and that is that only has 8 on them. So as hard as we try, that doesn't look like the right graphic, but it's close enough. We'll see John Holcomb. I swear that's not the one we sent to the director. Well, we can fake our way through. We have Holcomb, Chinaski, Sharp, and our directions to see if he can pull up a different one. As he's, well, we'll take it down. All right, the director says it's on me. I don't believe it. Okay, as hard as we try, we do make some mistakes. Great.
Well, there's an element of surprise.
There we go.
That we have for the folks this evening, and just looking at the qualifying times here. I'm sorry, the practice times right now. Soup, they're burning it down out of here. 19 and a half seconds on this half-mile circuit. Not a lot of banking out here to work with. Nice wide surface to work with. Now Jacob talked about the side-by-side racing. I think we're going to see it tonight.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Now let's go ahead and review a little bit. We kind of took a peek in at the truck race that was going on. That was, I think it's another 100 lap race that they have there. They weren't able to get in all the laps before the time ran out on that one.
Yeah, actually the truck series, which is back here in the Bootleg Racing League, they did run just before this race. Now, they're actually running 70 laps this season in the trucks, and
that's even worse.
Yeah, well, they missed getting all of it in. A lot of caution flags in that race. Those trucks were slipping and sliding all over the place. A lot of torque in the Craftsman truck, and Martinsville certainly was showing that it's a very, very tough track when you have a very powerful ride like that truck, and it proved to be challenging. But J.R. Shepard is the winner on that last restart. Got him on screen here now, and JR had a great restart as time ran out, and he would come across the victor in that race.
Let's go ahead and look at some of the names that are here today. And sure, J.R. Shepard is here. He's won the championship in season number, I guess would be 10, I believe that would be, as we're up there now. Maybe let's go ahead, Director. We have time. Let's go ahead and bring up the past champions. We'll see who's back here today, as we're kind of improvising here, so we have some time. There we go, Sean. Now there's your Outlaw Modified Series past champions. Donnie Moore, look at all those from Moore, and sure enough, he's here. It's been a while since he's won one.
It has been a little while since Donnie Moore has been up here winning a championship, and this season, this year would not be a bad time to make a run and get number 5. So we'll see. Donnie just been a victim of some bad luck, but yeah, he's here. He's going to be running Matt Hoos back, and Matt only got one of those, but certainly has been close several times. Matt's been a victim of that tiebreaker, the infamous tiebreaker here in the Outlaw Modified Series.
Yeah, you look on there. Moore is here. Old Jula's here. Hoos is here. Moore is here. I've said that. Shepard and LaVenture. So almost all the champions coming back. As you can see, all that they've run there, about 10 seasons altogether. What a great series this has been. They run several, and we get to televise the last one. And of course, Sean, we've been talking about it for a while, but Dirt's coming this way.
Yes, it is. Dirt is coming its way soon, and I'll tell you what, the boys here at the Bootleg Racing League are going to be the first to bring it to you, and they are ready. The format is worked out. All we need is content, ready to go. But I'll tell you what, only 30 seconds left here in this practice.
So right now, to celebrate the start of a new Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series, GSRC has spared no expense by securing a minor celebrity to help get things started. So let's go ahead and patch into the public address system and go trackside. And now, for the most famous words in sim racing, please welcome your Grand Marshal, host and founder of Inside Sim Racing, Darren Ganji.
Drivers, it's time to grid your race cars.
Darren Ganji calls the drivers to the grid. And we have, it looks like 16 names racing here today. Sitting on the front row, it's going to be Mike Holloway. Outside of him in row 1, Sean, it's John Holcomb.
All right, then we're going to go down to Tim Shadowski, the Pennsylvania driver. Going to start on the inside row in 3rd. Jeff Sharp, New York, going to start there to number 49 in 4th.
Tim's big brother, Matt Janowski, going to start inside of row 3. Outside of him, former champ Lowell Jewell.
Jacob Williams going to start 7th this evening, and J.R. Shepard going to be there on the outside of row 4, 8th.
Matt LaVenture was the winner last time at New Smyrna, so he's going to be starting back there in 9th position, just inside of newcomer Kurt Smith.
Donnie Moore going to get left out in the cold there back in 11th place on the inside. Chip Dickert going to start on the outside there, the 04, 12th.
As the series passed former champion Matt Hoos by, we'll find out. He finished 4th last season. He's going to have to make up some ground today, starting 13th, just inside of Lucas Stinziano.
And then we're going to have Ernie Brown going to start 15th. Philip Temple's going to start 16th. That is going to round out this field this evening. Soup, I can't wait to get this started. I always love getting a new season started, buddy.
Absolutely. It's like going out with your wife. She's put on her best clothes. We're going out to dinner. Can't wait to get this evening started. Can't wait to get the season started as well. As they work their way around, they've done their parade lap and they work their way around for the pace lap. The pace car will be coming, and this time, keep an eye on car number 15. He is your pole sitter. He's going to be in charge of getting these guys underway, and that's Mike Holloway. Holloway always has potential to win. Hot and cold, pace car pulls in. Chug-a-lug, makes you wanna holler hidey-ho. The season is underway for the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series, and sure enough, leading them into the first corner, it's Holloway. But stuck on the high side, that's going to be Holcomb as Shanoski gets that car down low.
Soup in big trouble for Matt LaVenture just before they got started. He's in the pit. Looks like he had a connection problem.
That is a rough way for your season to start, digging himself a hole on the very first lap of the very first race. But there's plenty of time for him to make that up. Unfortunately, there are no drop races in this event. And right now, somebody who doesn't need a drop race, that's Mike Holloway, as he's still out in front. Tim Shanoski in second, John Holcomb, Jeff Sharp, and your top 5 rounded out by Matt Shanoski. Single file, Sean.
Matt Shanoski puts it up into the concrete. Jacob Williams able to get a wheel under. He goes past. Here comes Lowell Jewell on the inside of Shanoski.
Oh, I think Shanoski's going to be in trouble in that 00 machine as he's on the high side. Joel gets by, trying to see if he can tuck down inside, and he's going to do it. He tucks inside.
Oh, and he hits it again.
Boy, he is loose. That's going to let J.R. Shepard get on in the inside, too.
Donnie Moore right there with him on his bumper. Here comes J.R. getting to the inside of Shanoski. Down into 1. He's going to take that position away. Here comes Donnie Moore following on the inside. Oh, contact there between Donnie Moore and Matt Shanoski.
Yeah, these guys are showing no mercy now as Matt Hoos wants to join the party as well, and he's going to get into the inside, moves up into 9th position. And finally, Matt, there's room for you if you can get the car to actually come down. I don't think he can get that car to come down, Sean, yeah.
Oh, the rear end stepped out and wraps the edge of the wall there. Matt Hoos, a little bit of contact there on the rear end of Donnie Moore. Tell you what, they're almost like sharks out there. They can almost taste the blood in the water. They can smell it.
Keep in mind that these are fixed setups, kind of like buying your suit off the rack.
J.R. Shepard putting a little pressure on Lowell Jewell, getting him out of the way. J.R. taking down another spot, up to 6th.
Shepard makes that move around. Look at Jewell's having a hard time getting that car down as well. Looking to get in there is Donnie Moore. That's a battle for 7th. You can just tell that some of these drivers talking about buying your clothes off the rack. Some of them are having a hard time making it fit. Wow. I think that would be Jewell. And look what Jewell has done. He was loose, lost all the momentum, loses 2 spots.
He's fighting it really, really bad. Lowell having a big trouble with that car.
Now here's a couple guys that are struggling in their clothes. That's Jewell and Matt Shanoski. Neither one of those guys are happy with the way their cars are handling right now as they're side by side.
Ernie Brown just behind them, taking in the show.
So far, that's your best battle on the track. They're stretched out 3 or 4 car lengths separating everybody all the way back.
Oh, gotta watch out for the 04 Chip Ticker. He almost gets contact from Philip Temples back there in a 19. Chip right up on the bumper there, Ernie Brown. Look at the race. Look, Philip Temples really trying to put that car in there.
Look at this. We go 3 wide now. The 19 car dips to the inside.
Oh,
Careful
boy.
on this one, Philip. He gets to the inside of Dickert.
Philip Temples in the Sunoco machine this season. New colors for him.
And there's Ernie Brown. What great battling going on. Ernie Brown now on the inside of Shinaski. That would be Matt.
Yeah, Matt trying to get back into this race after having trouble early.
Matt
There's
LaVenture. Matt
Yeah.
LaVenture has returned. And look at this. Here we go. Let's watch. Oh, my God. Temples is hungry. And this is the best battle right now.
Temples right up, giving a little crown horn to him as they go across start-finish line.
You can stay on this a little bit. I can report that things are starting to heat up for 4th. You might want to go up there pretty quick. This is Jeff Sharp. Sharp being chased by Jacob Williams and J.R. Shepard. Remember, Shepard is on the move. Looking to dip inside. Here comes Jacob. He dives it in deep, and that's going to push Sharp out of the way, and that's going to open the door for Shepard to go through as well. Sharp drops from 4th to 6th in about 2 seconds. Williams up to 4th.
You know, we haven't talked about 3rd place right now with John Holcomb's doing. Holcomb having a really great run here to start this race. He's what separates all those drivers back there behind him from our leaders right now. But Holcomb really wheeling it, putting down some really good laps.
Let's look at Shepard. Shepard going to the inside. He's going to try it one more time, side by side. I think he's going to have a little bit of a drive. But on the outside, getting loose is the number 32 machine. That's Jacob. Hang on to it, Williams. Jacob Williams.
Williams closes the door on Donnie Moore.
My goodness.
You don't want to shut the door on that dude.
Williams dropping back to 6th position, and I think maybe JR might have got in there and gave him a little bit of a nudge, got him pushed up to the high side.
Maybe, possibly. This is short track racing.
The guy who's loving this is Mike Holloway, sorry. So we can look at that battle right now. There's Holloway having a nice run in that 51 machine. They're working lap number 20.
Yeah, you know what? Go back to 5th place. Jeff Sharp holding off the field right now. Jacob Williams trying really hard. There's Donnie Moore right behind him. Jeff Sharp, one of those guys who's been right on the edge doing something great in this league. This could be his year. A top 5 would be great. But he has got some really hungry racers. Bottom of the yellow is out.
Might have been Jeff Sharp. Is that?
Ooh, Philip Temples and Ernie Brown got together back here.
There you go. You found it.
Let's check it out on the replay. They head down to the turn. You see him. We catch the replay as they get hooked up, but I think honestly, it looks like maybe just Phil got a little bit of the bumper, got Ernie loose, and then they come together. But Ernie, really the one that comes out on the short end here. You'll see a little bit of contact as they head through the turn.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe some ghost contact or maybe even a little bit of net code, but unfortunately Ernie hits that inside wall really hard. That's going to be a fast repair for him.
Close enough that probably the NFL officials wouldn't overturn the call there. There was no real clear evidence that Philip turned him. So, Philip, you're good to go in my book, buddy. Sean, we got to be happy with this. We put in 22 laps before we first saw the first amber flag.
What a great start to the race. Absolutely, Soup. And, this is, let's face it, we talked about it in the pre-race before we came live. This is a really tricky track. You start your season in Martinsville, anything is possible especially ruffling some feathers and getting everybody all angry at each other to start your season. But now we've seen a great race, some hard racing here, and what a great way to start off the run. And looks like Philip Temple is going to be the only one that's going to need. I'm sorry, Ernie Brown, that was going to be the only one that needed to come in and actually pit as a result of that caution flag.
Now, the guy who did not want to see that caution was our leader, Mike Holloway. He's going to have to make the decision. I think it's a pretty easy decision to keep the inside here. That's going to give Tim Shinowski right up next to him. He's going to have to do a little work to hang on to the lead.
Yeah, now, big update from Race Control here just a moment ago, Sue. They came on the radio, let everybody know that they were going to wave Matt LaVenture around, get him back on the lead lap with everybody else due to his technical difficulty he had there on the grid. Well, that is a big development, actually.
That is a huge development. That could have, Sean, when you talk about the closeness of these championship battles that go all the way to the end of the season, every point matters. That could have huge championship ramifications back there. So Matt LaVenture currently in 15th with plenty of time to make his way through the field.
Yes, indeed. So, again, that's a big development, and we'll keep an eye on that. We'll certainly keep an eye on his progress, because remember, that 10 spot, that's where you'd really like to be if you're fighting from the back. You're fighting from the back. That's really where you would like to end up.
Only 5 spots away from being on the pole. We'll talk about the man on the pole right now. That's Mike Holloway. Holloway going to get the nod, gets a great jump, jumps out into that lead. But watch the guys behind now. That was from the inside of row 2. That's Holcomb, and blinking on the outside is Shepard in the 98 machine. Holcomb still on the inside.
3 wide, down into turn 3. Chip Dickert, Matt Hoos, Jacob Williams gets out of it.
We can see it. Look at that hornet's nest as they come at you, thanks to that Dougie Beard camera angle.
Kurt Smith having connection trouble right up there next to Jacob Williams. That car not making good contact with the track right now due to connection issues. That could be trouble to be around. Matt Shinowski right there next to him now.
Well, that's going on. Still up front is the battle for third position. They have been side by side since they've gone green. It's Shepard on the high side, Holcomb on the low side. 69 against 98. They continue. Now, finally, Shepard gets a drive off of 4 and is able to get into third position, closing the door on Holcomb.
Giddy up, Tim. Giddy up.
Yeah, not sure how much of the car he had to use up to get that one done. Once again, Holloway out there in front, and you wonder how much is Shinowski sitting back there just saving what he's got. Maybe one more yellow. Holloway wants to use up as much as the car, as little of the car as he can right now.
Yeah, Soup Clean Air is your friend here, and Holloway got a lot of it in his windshield right now. That serves him well. J.R. Shepard's got an awful lot of work to do, but a lot of race left to do it with.
So they're single file, maybe. Well, there's a little bit of double file. If we look back there, 9th position, that's Chip Dickert on the high side. Did he get somebody? He turns him.
Trouble. Oh, yeah, it was Dickert. Chip Dickert hits the wall coming off of turn 2.
And it was Matt Hoos. Matt Hoos was loose.
Yeah, boy. Nothing Chip can do. You're going to see it here from above. Chip on the outside there. The rear end gets the wall, comes across, clips Matt Hoos, sends him into a spiral there on the track. Heavy damage for Matt Hoos in that machine. The number 21 pedigree.
That is
SK modified.
That is the worst way you want to get tipped there on your right, on your outside rear. There's no way for him to keep it off the car, off the wall. Boom.
Well, you know what? I'm sure Matt will take the advertising for the new sponsor there, but certainly not the way to get it. Going to be a tough, long trip into the pit. He's going to have to come in and get that car repaired. He's doing it now.
He pulls in. The car is. car is putting up a lot of smoke. He comes in and out. I think he's going to be able to stay on the lead lap, Sean. I don't think he's going to go a lap down. And that's just one less car for Matt LaVenture to have to get around, who's now up to 13th.
There's our LaVenture update.
Yeah.
Well, what do you say we roll through the top 10 here real quick, Sue?
Holloway up in front, Shinosky in second position, Sean.
J.R. Shepard and John Holcomb third and fourth.
Going to be starting on the third row for this restart. Donnie Moore started 11th up to 5th. How about that? Jeff Sharp outside of row 3.
Lowell Jewell still hanging around in the top 10. Will start 7th. Jacob Williams still hanging out in the top 10. He'll restart 8th.
Then the guys trying to hang on to that magic 10 spot. Chip Dickert in 9th position and Kurt Smith in the 10 spot.
Yeah, we got to, when we talk about Kurt Smith, we got to worry about that connection of his. Hopefully he can stay connected and finish this race.
Phil Temples, Matt Shinosky, Matt LaVenture, Lucas Stinziano. Last car on the lead lap, Matt Hoos.
All right, Nerdy Brown getting his wave around now. I'll get him back on the lead lap. Everybody's still out here, Sue.
LaVenture only 3 spots away from the 10 spot. We have to call that the Hamilton.
Well, J.R. Shepard, one of our big movers right now, he's up 5 spots to third. Donnie Moore silently making his way up through the field. He's up 6 spots to 5th. Gonna have to watch out for these drivers when we get ready to restart here. Pace car pulling off, Sue.
All right, here we go. He's been up there the whole time. Matt Holloway holding the lead. Gets another good jump. Now let's see if Shinosky can get inside. I think he's going to have trouble this time. Oh, look at this. J.R. Shepard took advantage, and my goodness, J.R. has worked his way up to second. Shinosky drops into third. They're side by side behind, 2 by 2 behind these guys. A little bit of a bump. Is that more on the inside? It sure is.
It sure is. Yes, sir.
Holcomb on the high side.
Mike Holloway, got to keep digging up front. Got to go, go, go. Keep putting some space between you and JR.
Absolutely. He's got a little bit of buffer there. He's lost it. Go ahead.
Jacob Williams on the inside of John Holcomb. Lowell Jewell just up in front of them. This is a battle right here. Jacob planting it down there on the inside, getting a little bit of the yellow. And able to get around. Oh, Holcomb still fighting up top.
Williams sticking it on that yellow line. Gets a pretty good drive off the inside. Is going to be able to close the door now on Holcomb. Williams in 6th, Holcomb in 7th. Right behind him, Jeff Sharp. Philip Temples in that number 19 machine, kind of that yellow and blue car.
Oh boy, Soup, things are heating up front. J.R. Shepard starting to put the pressure on Mike Holloway.
Yeah, what I wanted to talk about Holloway was he had a bit of a cushion there when he had some of those guys between him and the hounds that were chasing him. Well, now Shepard is right up there. Shinosky is back in 3rd position, and that was keeping those guys behind him. But Shepard now looking for any way to get on the inside of Holloway.
Ooh,
boy, I think Shepard might have got some, yeah.
Yeah, JR tags it coming out of 4, the right rear. Stepped out a little bit on him.
You talked about clean air being your friend. That's something that Mike Holloway has been very familiar with this entire race up front. So you got to think that he's probably got a little more left in that 15 car than the 98 machine of J.R. Shepard.
Yeah, well, again, we talked about how far J.R. Shepard's come up through the field to get where he's at. Definitely been using that car up to do it. Holloway's just got to continue to do what he's been doing. He's got to be absolutely smooth every lap, and so far, so good. J.R. Shepard back there digging, though. He's back on the throttle and back on the attack.
They haven't even got to the halfway part yet. What Mike Holloway would like to see is this thing stay green the rest of the way. He does not want to have to go side by side with Shepard. Let's go back and look at this battle farther back for 10th position right now. It's kind of fun. You got Ernest Brown in 9th. Matt Hoos involved in this one. Shinosky, Lucas Stinziano And the guy watching the whole thing, Matt LaVenture back there, really being patient, Sean. I would have expected him to be a little closer to that battle.
Sue, we've passed, we're almost to the halfway point here. I think LaVenture is being, I think he's being practically patient right now. That spot is not far away. This is going to be a great battle. I think, Stinziano getting a piece of the wall there coming out of the turn. And LaVenture is just taking it easy back there, Sue. Maybe go ahead.
I think he is. I think he's just saving his stuff, letting those guys use up what they have, and then he'll get them the last quarter of the race. Speaking of somebody that's ready to make a move, let's go up front. My goodness, he is using the entire track, and that, when I say he, I'm talking about J.R. Shepherd. You know, it might be fun to watch from maybe Tim Sanoski's car there at Shepherd as he really brings that car out wide. In fact, boy, that time he's really tight.
Yeah, it was really tight on him right there. I think he's exploring right now. I think he's trying to find his fastest line, the one that's going to allow him to attack Mike Holloway.
That's exactly what it looked like. It looked like, what can I do if I have to dig off of this final corner here? What do I have for Holloway?
He's learning. New season, new build. First time they've been here since that last build, so, everything's changed.
We heard a little contact in the back. I guess everybody's okay. They're still out there. 16 cars took the grid. 16 cars still on the lead lap.
Yeah, they've really spread out here at Martinsville tonight, too.
Uh-oh, there's a car in the wall. That's Jacob Williams.
Oh, boy, yeah. But we still have a green flag.
He was just in front of Jeff Sharp. Maybe the in-car camera of Jeff's might be the one to look at. You can see that car get loose. And Sean, when they get in the wall, they stay in the wall. They keep right in that spot.
You know what? But something happened right behind it. I think Philip Temples had a spin in the turn as well and was able to get the car righted. I think the car took some damage. He was able to get his car turned around. That happened right behind that suit, in the pack just behind them.
There you see Temples in that 19 machine, the yellow and blue car, running in 16th.
Yeah, he definitely picked up some damage on that, and he just got by, the ill-handling car there of, who was that? Chip Dickert. Dickert having trouble with that Clemson machine this evening. He's been in a little bit of trouble and is off pace right now. And he's going to have the, I imagine if we stay green here, the leaders will be coming up on him soon. We are well past the halfway point now. 45 laps to go tonight, Sid.
Shepherd is just his licking his chops right now, trying to figure out how to do it. I think Holloway looking like a big juicy pork chop right now.
Shepherd getting a little too wide right there, just scuffs the wall a little bit.
Isn't
Shepherd,
it? Yeah, go ahead, John.
I was going to say Shepherd blinked on my screen.
Yeah, a little blinking from our director as well. Look how Shanoski has a trouble. These guys are all in fixed setup cars, but even Donnie Moore back there in fourth, he can't get there. He's trying all he can. He just cannot get up there to the two leaders.
Well, listen, the car has its limitations. You push too hard, you're going to be up in that wall or spinning it off the turn. So, there's a science to getting around here, and everybody else has, everybody wants to try and find their fastest line. That's what JR has been working on, and Tim Shanoski probably sitting back there doing some learning himself.
How about Holloway? He's dolphin skin smooth here. He is just hitting his marks, not being rattled by what Shepherd is doing. And I'm telling you, Shepherd's looking to the high side, looking to the low side, trying to rattle his cage, and Holloway having none of it.
I'm going to guess Holloway's not even looking in his mirror. He shouldn't be right now. But J.R. Shepherd looking to maybe milk on the inside, doesn't get it there. Holloway knew he was there that time.
Yeah, I think you could hear Hear him coming up on his left. A little bumping and banging as well. Looks like everybody's still okay back there. There's some people getting into the walls.
Holloway's line not changing at all, but everything's going to change now because right up in front of him here, Chip Dickard, he's got a decision to make. Here come the leaders, and here comes the battle. J.R. Shepherd right up on the bumper there, Holloway, and then backs out. Oh, and Shepherd was loose coming off.
Shepherd was tasting it. He thought that Holloway might have been checked up a little bit there by Dickard. Dickard does a good job of getting out of the way. But, oh, here he comes. Here comes Shepherd on the inside. Is he going to be able to outbrake him? I think he gets it done. Now, let's see if the other cars can capitalize as well. Trying to take advantage of that is Shinosky. Staying on the high side is Holloway. He's not giving up the ghost here. Holloway drives it in deep. I don't think that's going to work, and that's going to open the door for Shinosky to get underneath him. Nope. Okay.
Yeah, Holloway able to get it back in line, but J.R. Shepherd now the leader in this race.
You have to wonder if maybe a little bit of the rhythm, and here comes the pass now on the inside. Shinosky makes the move. You wonder if Holloway lost a little bit of his rhythm when he had to deal with the lapped car.
Boy, you can't help but to think, you know, you have to change your line. All of a sudden, that same line you've been running for the last, 45 laps or so since we had that last yellow.
2/3 of the way through as they work lap 66 right now. Holloway having a hard time staying with the past champion, J.R. Shepherd.
Now, hey, listen, I want to give Holloway a little bit of credit. He's recovered pretty well here. Shinosky was making a real charge on him. Tim was getting a great run on him, but now Holloway seems to be back in his rhythm. He's got a little ways to go here, though, to catch our leader, J.R. Shepherd, about 7/10 of a second back now.
Matt Shinosky just banged it off the wall again. That's Matt running in 10th position right now. He's in that magic spot. I can't even count how many times Matt has been in the wall. There's a pair of Matts battling it out back there. Matt Shinosky in 10th, trying to be taken by Matt Hoos. And now up into 12th. My goodness, how many Matts do they allow in this series? Matt Shinosky, Matt Hoos, and Matt LaVenture.
Yeah, and here's LaVenture now in 12th, got Matt Hoos right in front of him, and now LaVenture looking to start maybe getting a little busy here. He is working on Hoos. Still battling in front of them. Ernie Brown looked like he was looking to the inside of Jacob Williams. Jacob Williams all over that wheel right now. Ernie right up on the bumper of Jacob Williams.
And I think it's gonna work, as here comes Ernie to the end. No, he backs out.
Ernie put some serious pressure on Jacob Williams.
So a nice battle. This is a battle for 9th, as we're watching that there.
Matt Shinosky is the 10th place car right now. Here comes Matt Hoos. Matt LaVenture just behind him. Oh, and Jacob Williams gets in the wall. Coming out of 4 right in front of Ernie Brown, and Ernie avoids missing him.
But look at the drive.
Can I say avoids? Okay, go.
Look at the drive that Ernie Brown had there. Oh, Ernie turns him.
Oh, boy. Ernie
there
and
goes Jacob Williams into the wall.
Oh, boy.
Now, Ernie, I don't mean to say that you turned him. That he just got turned and you were behind him. So
let's look at it from above, and that's pretty easy to see what happened there. 2 guys fighting for the same piece of real estate, Sue.
Now, in all fairness, it's a little different in oval racing than it is in road racing. If I was doing one of the road racing races that we call so often here in GSRC, I would say he didn't have much presentation there. But in oval racing, you get a nose in. What do you think, Sean? Does he have that corner?
Yeah.
Was Ernie there? You make
the Yeah. Boy, I hate to be judge, jury
come
and
on.
hangman in these things. But that was close. Yeah, I think Ernie had a good case for saying yes. I had that wheel in there.
Yeah, I think you could make a case that I think that would be a nice one if you're looking to call one a racing incident. That might be the one to call.
It will be nice to say it was a racing incident. That's just a racing deal, man.
Well, with 25 laps to go, that's going to bunch everybody back up. What that does do is move Matt LaVenture. Oh, gee, no matter. There he is, 10th spot. We knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And up front is going to put Shepard's going to be on the inside this time of Holloway. Probably not where Holloway would like to be. I think with 75 laps on my tires being on the outside of the first row, probably not my spot I'd like to be in. I think I'd rather be inside of row 2.
Soup, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
You're Matt LaVenture. You're in 10th place right now. How motivated are you to run real hard these last
I'm
23
happy where
laps?
I am. I could look into the future. Well, maybe he's thinking points, but maybe he would like to pick up a few more. But boy, something about the idea starting on the pole next time out, going wire to wire. That's a drink I could sip.
Well, we'll see. We shall see.
On the other hand, to play devil's advocate, his biggest rival, J.R. Shepard, is sitting in the first position right now.
Yeah, at the other end
So
of the
he might be
spectrum.
thinking, boy, I got to get some more positions. I'll deal with next week. That'd be a good question, Matt. Come on in and talk to us after the race.
Well, I would be interested to know what he's thinking right now. And they're going side by side and getting ready to cut them loose.
Either way, Sean, what's he going to say? No, I was happy in 10th. I wasn't racing. I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't know if we're getting a straight answer out of him. But right now, keep an eye on J.R. Shepard, the familiar number 98 machine. Let's see what kind of jump. He gets a little bit of a bump from the driver inside. That was Tim Shanaski.
Giving him a little help there on the start, trying to anyway. Oh, Donnie Moore making contact with Tim Shanaski.
Moore not happy as he's stuck up top right now. Yeah, it's getting really tight. They're bumping and pushing now, buddy.
They're still making contact back there. Donnie Moore finally gets it inside. Jeff Sharp just in front of him.
That was Lowell Jewell back there behind Donnie Moore. Lowell said, I'm stuck on the high side too. Let's go. He gave Donnie Moore a little nudge, and that just moved Moore even farther up. Moore drops into 6th position. Lowell Jewell in 7th. Just ahead of them, Holcomb and Sharp in 4th and 5th. Holloway doing a pretty good job of hanging on the back of Shepard. Sean, what time is it?
Buddy, it's time to boogie. Let's get this party started. We're battling back here for 10th place. Matt Shanaski, Matt LaVenture side by side for the last 3 laps.
Look at the drive that Shanaski gets on the high side. That's going to be interesting. LaVenture having a hard time. That 18 machine just not doing what it's supposed to. Look at the 00, get a great drive off, and he's going to, the 00 will be ahead at the start-finish line.
Yeah, those two are working it right now. And Philip Temple's right back there for the show. Oh,
LaVenture just stops. Oh, did he have more issues? Did the same issue that bit him in the beginning of the race bite him right now?
He pulled off in a controlled fashion. Oh, there he is. Something's going on. The caution's out. Oh, and that was contact with Kurt Smith. Looks like maybe Chip Dickert might have gotten into Kurt Smith, and then Jacob Williams gets caught up in that too, unfortunately.
Oh, look at that. He had nowhere to go.
On the binders, and Kurt's car blinking in and out there. Yeah, Kurt starts to go around and Chip gets into him. Poor Chip had nowhere to go. Boy, what a bad luck night for Chip Tickert.
That all went on back behind where these guys were racing. The Venture is 1 lap down now, and he has not come back out, so that's a bit anticlimactic.
Yeah, LaVenture, it looks like he has left the building, and curious as to what might have happened there. Well, that was a good battle going on between him and Matt Shinosky, too. That's a shame.
Well, when we come back to green, it looks like we're going to have about a dozen laps here to get going. Get this thing done. J.R. Shepard was the champion until the Venture came in and took it away from him. He's happy to be starting off this season up in front right now. He can taste that checkered flag.
Man, I'm not giving up on Mike Holloway. I think Holloway might still have a little something left in that SK Modified. We are about to find out, but I'll tell you what, this season opener here in the Lawrence Towing SK Modified Series has been a good one. And you know what? These last couple caution flags, don't worry about it. We're about to get a nice green flag run to the checkers here. I just got a feeling, like I said, though, I'm not giving up on Mike Holloway. That car was awful strong early. I think there might be a little something left. Let's not count out Tim Shinosky. He's been good on these restarts, Soup. And, you know, who knows? Holloway makes a mistake. Shinosky going to be there to eat him up.
Holloway did a good job of hanging on to second when he had to start on the outside of row 1 last time. You know, Crackers, in a series where passing is so difficult, it's hard not to just shake your head when you look at J.R. Shepard. Started 8th and is on the front right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, just really, really good racecraft and determination. I think that's really what it comes down to with JR, and he's showing, again, how great a driver he is tonight. As you bring him down the backstretch here, the roof is getting ready to pull off, Soup. We're going to cut him loose, hopefully here one last time.
Holloway, Holcomb, and Moore on the high side. Shepard, Shinosky, and Sharp on the inside. Oh, they are bunched up. They're a hungry group. Shepard gets a good jump. It looks like Holloway should be able to tuck in. But what's going on back there in 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th is anybody's guess. They are neck 2 by 2 by 2 as they bang, they touch, they bump. Holcomb on the outside just basically elbowed Tim Shinosky into the grass. Shinosky saves it. He drops into 4th. They're still banging behind him. That's the 49 machine on the inside of Jeff Sharp. On the high side is the 26 machine of Donnie Moore.
Donnie fighting with Jeff Sharp, but it was Holcomb up there that bounces off the wall right into Tim Shinosky. But here we go, Sharp, Donnie Moore still side by side, almost locking it up. Lowell Jewell just behind them, trying to hold off Matt Hoos. All kinds of craziness going on back here.
8
Battle
to go.
for 10th spot. Oh, Philip Temple's around.
Oh, and upside down. They'll bring out the yellow. I think there's going to be enough time to get this thing restarted. Jacob Williams.
Jacob Williams on his lid.
We'll find out where it started.
It started with Phil Temples just driving it into the wall, planted in there, comes across, and Jacob gets on the binders. That hooks him into the wall, and everybody gets into him. And he goes for Mr. Toad's wild ride.
That's the 27 machine of Lucas Stinziano, who actually went under some of the carnage that was going on in front of him.
We're going to ride on board with Lucas Stinziano here? Yeah, let's ride on board with Lucas. Let's see what he saw.
Scrunch down in your chair, Lucas. Won't be sitting up too high on this one.
Yeah. Wow.
So, as we talk about Lucas, guess who's sitting in the number 10 spot? Lucas Stinziano.
And, Sue, this is strange. Why is he still turned over on the track? Jacob Williams is still on the track. The car is still turned over on the track.
And what this is doing is extending the yellow flag. We have to be careful about this getting too far. Yeah,
is he having some kind of an issue?
I don't know. Put the hammer in the oven because the camel has learned to read. I do not understand what's going on. I don't understand what I just said.
This is strange.
Maybe he hurt himself.
Boy, I don't even want to speculate there. I've already killed a professional golfer. I don't want to be responsible for a...
Oh, Arnold. There he goes.
You know that story, sir.
I don't want to even go there.
No, but yeah, awful strange. I believe the car has been cleared from the track now. It has. But that's going to extend the caution period. Wow.
Okay. Ernie Brown getting the wave around. That's going to put him back on the lead lap. 12 cars on the lead lap.
I can honestly say that Jacob probably had some sort of a technical failure. Maybe the screen blacked out or something. He didn't have any way to check from the car.
Maybe he didn't know. Yeah, he didn't even maybe know what was going on. So
hopefully we get a chance to find
Lucas
out.
Cinziano in the Hamilton spot there, trying to hold off Chip Dickert. But up front, it's Shepard, Holcomb, and Moore on the inside. Holloway, Tim Shinosky, and Jeff Sharp on the high side. 3 to go. And as they cross the line, they're going to be working lap number 98.
Boy, JR really stacked him up on that restart.
J.R. Shepard out in front. Holloway one more time able to tuck into second position. Holcomb drops into third. Moore stuck on the high side. That's the 07 machine of Little Shinosky. Shinosky gets in there in fifth position. He gets bumped. He gets turned around by Lowell Jewell, and he saves it. Then for good measure, he gives Lowe a little bump. He goes to the wall. He's turned around. Is that going to bring out the yellow?
Nope, he's out of the line. He's out of the racing line.
We're going to stay green. They come across working lap number 99. 2 to go. This is the last lap. Here we go. Now it comes up. J.R. Shepard just has 2 more corners to go. Behind him is Mike Holloway. I don't think Holloway's going to have anything for him. Round 1 of the Winter 2017 Series go to J.R. Holloway, the Lawrence Towing SK Modified. J.R. Shepard. I can't believe I blew the call. That's going to cost me some money. Mike Holloway in second.
Oh, boy. And you know what? John Holcomb with a really, really solid, quiet run rounds out the podium. The Lawrence Towing SK Modified on the podium and going to be in the booth with us tonight. What a race, Soup. Wow, what a finish. That was kind of crazy.
In the Hamilton spot goes to Chip Dickert. So look for him on the pole for round number 2. All right.
Boy, what a day. Hang on real quick before we go. Tough break for Tim Shinosky, man. He fought so hard tonight. Has that trouble there and then actually disconnects. After that, he decides to bounce out and get off the track. So guy had a top 5 run going all night.
Yes, there's some heartbreaks to go around, I would say, today. This is the Global Sim Racing Channel. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back in just a few to run down all 16 drivers where they finished, do driver interviews, and close-up shot. Back in a few. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's post-race coverage of the Bootleg Racing League. This was the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modifieds. Season number, I believe it's 11. I really should have done my research on that. I apologize if I got that one wrong. 2017 Season 1, that's the way we'll do it. Thank you, Director. Your winner today, former champion, starting off this season with a win, J.R. Shepard. Got to give a big tip of the hat to Mike Holloway. What a great run from him. Started in first, never fell any farther back than second. Great to see him on the podium. John Holcomb gets third. Donnie Moore and Lowell Jewell, two former champions, go fourth and fifth. Another champion, Matt Hoos, in sixth position. Jeff Sharp, Matt Shanowski, and Lucas Stinziano in ninth. Oh, gee, I'm taking the whole thing here, Sean. Chip Dickert gets the Hamilton spot in 10th. Sean?
Chip Dickert going to be our pole sitter next week. Tim Shanowski going to finish 11th. We talked about his tough luck. Kurt Smith, for his efforts, will finish 12th. Ernie Brown going to wind up 13th. Philip Temple's 14th. He had a chance early. I thought Philip was going to get maybe that top 10 spot, but not tonight. In 15th, Jacob Williams and Matt LaVenture going to wind up last this evening on the outside looking in. Trouble early, trouble late in this race. Tough break for our defending champion this evening, Soup.
Okay, it's interview time, and I think Sean's going to be able to run down our winner, J.R. Shepard. Couple good news for Shepard is he wins, and maybe his biggest rival finishes last. So it's a little double bonus there. Sean?
J.R., great way to start the season. Congratulations, my friend.
Thanks, Sean. Man, that was a pretty big win there at Martinsville. It's that place has not been kind to me in the SK Modifieds in the past. So I tried a few different things tonight, and it thankfully worked out.
Yeah, and you finally ran down Mike Holloway. Talk about what went into that, because honestly, just between you and me, now I told the fans too. I thought Holloway was pretty hooked up, buddy.
He was very hooked up. That's one thing that I've seen in the past seasons. Holloway, no matter what car we come to here at in Martinsville, even in the other divisions, he's up front. He's turning fast laps, so he was definitely hard to catch. And I had to try some high-end, low-out stuff a few times. It was working for a little while, and he caught on. And I think he just made a mistake, and I was able to get underneath him that one time.
Yeah, I talked about that during the race. You were out there learning a little bit, weren't you? Trying to find that fast line.
I was trying, man. There wasn't much grip on the outside, so if you entered too high, it was over for the corner. But yeah, it was a great race. Congratulations to Holloway for running up front like he did. Come home second, and John Holcomb for coming home third there.
Well, great way to get season 1 here in 2017. Started off, JR. Time for another championship run, brother?
Yeah, we'll see. It's very early, and I know Matt LaVenture, he had some technical issues this evening, but I mean I've had problems here at Martinsville before and was able to come back and win the championship, so I wouldn't count him out at all.
Yeah, we're not counting anybody out, but I'll tell you what, we're gonna tip our hat to you and thank you for taking the time to come in and visit with us, and wish you the best here going forward here in season 1. Congratulations again there tonight, JR.
Thanks, Sean. Hey, I want to give a shout out to the Bootleg Racing League and Lowell and Matt for everything they do, and thanks again to Lawrence Towing. We have a lot of fun doing this, and because of them we get to, so thank you guys.
Absolutely. Right. J.R. Shepard, your winner here today. Sean, I've caught up with our second place finisher, who I thought put in maybe one of the best races I've seen him have maybe ever in this series, and that's Mike Holloway. Mike, congratulations on what was a near flawless race.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that. It was just kind of a nice, quiet race, kind of the way I like it.
Now, you know, we're up here, Sean and I are up here, and they pay us to talk about it and give our opinions. Honestly, I thought you were hooked up. I thought everything was perfect. And then you ran into that back marker, and it wasn't more than like a half a lap later that you got past. Did you lose a little concentration there? Did that throw you off your rhythm a little bit? Or was JR just working you?
No, the back marker really had nothing to do with it. I knew as soon as I saw JR pop into second place there, when when a scenario like that, you just got to get the little tick in the back of your mind. You kind of start going, it's over now. All I can do is swing for the fences and pray.
Sean made the comment when JR was working to the left, working to the right, inside, outside on you. Sean was saying, I think Mike's just focusing on hitting his line. Is that what we noticed? You were really clean. How much do you drive in the mirror when you have somebody like Shepard behind you?
I really don't drive in the mirror much, but I do. I watch my relative to watch intervals, but I try not to watch the mirror because everybody knows that's what's going to get you in trouble. I do check it from time to time, but outside that, I watch the relative and I watch out the front.
I know it's got to be disappointing not to win, but I think you can take a lot of joy out of a second place finish that was, like I said, near flawless. Congratulations on a good run tonight.
Well, thank you. I certainly appreciate it. It was definitely fun.
Mike Holloway, your second place finisher today, and Sean, now a real threat to win the championship. Somebody to keep an eye on.
Yeah, and another one we're going to be keep an eye on this season is John Holcomb, our third place finisher and driver of the number 69 Lawrence Towing SK Modified. John, congratulations. What a run tonight. A little bit of fun out there tonight, huh?
Yeah, it was a blast. Thanks, Sean.
Yeah, and a little bit of beating and banging. That Lawrence Towing Modified comes home in one piece, but it was a rough drive out there tonight, huh?
Yeah, it was. It's nice to get the Lawrence Towing Modified up on the podium again. It's been a while, but I'll tell you what, they say rubbing's racing, but it's a little scary when you're in an open wheeler.
Yes, it is. Great run for you tonight. A great way to start this season, and yes, it's great to have Lawrence Towing up on the podium, and always great to get a chance to talk to you. And what are you looking for this season as, you put yourself in a good position here? You'll obviously be third in points. A good way to start the season.
Yeah, we started out strong last season and then kind of faded out a little bit. We're looking to be a little more consistent this season, but man, this class of racers and this BRL is something else. So it's hard to compete with these guys, but it sure is fun.
Saw you get hung out on that outside line several times this evening. You fought back from it every time. What was it like driving up there in the upper groove?
To put it in one word, it would be loose. Actually, it was pretty tough, but yeah, there was some great racing on the restarts because positions were hard to come by once everybody got singled out, so you kind of had to fight and scratch for it on the restarts.
Well, you managed to get it done and get it done in third. Congratulations again, John. We will see you next week, sir, and wish you the best here in Season 1 of 2017.
Appreciate that, Sean. Want to give a shout out to Bill, Pam, and Mindy and thank them for their support. And thanks to BRL and you guys and iRacing for this great event.
All right, John. We'll see you next week. And Sue, that wraps up talking to three really great drivers, all that are going to be contenders this season. Holloway back on the scene, was strong this evening. And Donnie Moore in the mix, Lowell Jewell having a good solid run, finishing in the top 5. Lots of drivers getting their season off to a good start here this evening.
Absolutely, and that's going to wrap it up for us now, but pay attention because Sean and I have to work our way through these plugs here that we have to alternate. Let's see if we can stay off of each other's toes. Thanks to the title sponsor, Lawrence Towing. They service Lawrence, Indiana, and neighborhood communities. Remember, if you find yourself in need of a tow, Lawrence Towing is the way to go. I don't think the skull is going to be singing that one. Go ahead, Sean. Now, see, this is Sean's time. This says crap.
Yes,
right
thanks to our race sponsor.
I can't believe it. I even told him.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'm here. Yes, sir. Yeah, and our race sponsor tonight, again, the Virtual Grip 100 this evening. Virtual Grip Network is a blog devoted to news from the world of iRacing. At virtualgrip.net, you can stay up to date on what's happening in iRacing and keep up with the top World Championship Series, including the Blanc Bond GT Series, the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series, and the World Championship Grand Prix Series. Virtual Grip Network, iRacing news and reports. Find them at virtualgrip.net and on Facebook /Virtual Grip Soup.
Sean, it's really not that hard. See, I read the blue font, you read the red font. It's not that technical here.
Yes.
Thanks to the Bootleg Racing League for organizing the Outlaw Modified Series and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. For more series information about the Bootleg Racing League, try facebook.com/Bootleg Racing League, bootlegracingleague.com. Fans can read weekly race recaps ridden by... That's got to be changed. This cannot stay here another season. I'm going to try it. Fans can read weekly race recaps ridden by league drivers at iRacing News and virtualgrip.net. Don't change that because Scala gets to read this one next time. Go ahead, Sean.
Soup. I have my finger on the right button this time,
All right.
and I will tell you that I want to thank the companies, equipment, and software that you see on our screen now that we use on our broadcast. The original music you've heard on today's broadcast is thanks to Eric Ekholm and Casey Lalonde. See the screen for how to contact each of them.
The Bootleg Auto Outlaw Modified Series returns next week, January 14th, for round 2 from Oxford Plains Speedway. Hey, Chris Scala will be back in the booth with Sean, and I bet you're all happy to hear that. But I do watch this series religiously, and you guys put on a great show. So, Chris and Sean, good luck to you guys as the season goes on. I hope you are all there to watch as well.
All right, and if you'd like to find out more about GSRC and such as upcoming broadcasts and archive broadcasts, or to schedule GSRC to broadcast an event of your own, your best bet is globalsimracingchannel.com. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel and Facebook at /Global Sim Racing Channel.
Finally, on behalf of my mic mate, Sean Ambrose, our director, Joe Peak, and our camera artist, Dougie Beard, I'd like to thank all of you for watching. And now, with all the housekeeping out of the way, as sloppily as it was done, we're going to have fun storming the castle. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and I'll see you on the track.